Hot 579. Today we're going to be putting on the radiator braces from 7602 Racing. I just got the braces. I'm waiting on the guards, but I'm probably going to use the louvers that came with the bike. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to remove your seat, which is easy, push button. You got one bolt here, and then one bolt on either side down here on the plastics. You take those two off, disconnect the hose from your carburetor, make sure your petcock valve is off. So then you can remove the tank, put that somewhere safe. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to remove the drain bolt from the water pump. It's the lowest bolt on the pump. Give that a crack. Got a little bit coming out. Okay, so the copper washer came out with it as well. I'm going to put that back on the screw. All right. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Okay. The next step, if you can see this. Okay, so the next step is I'm going to crack the radiator and pray I can catch all this stuff in here. See what's going on here. Okay, get it all in the bucket. Let's get it. Go ahead and put this back in. I get the majority of it out. Okay, so the next step is we're going to remove these louvers. They're just held on by this. I might be able to push it out with my finger. Yeah, it's not that tight. I think it's a matter of just getting them both at the same time. I think if I can do that. Yeah, that one's in there. Definitely in there, kind of tight. I had to pull that one out. Basically the same thing on the other side. Then we're going to remove these 2 bolts here. We're going to remove those 2 bolts, disconnect this radiator at the top and pull it off. We're going to let it hang by these hoses on the bottom. Okay, so this is how your braces come. They come with the instructions on the back. On here there's a couple of pictures. The first thing I'm going to do is get this out of the package. Pull that off. Got a couple of stickers here. Add those with a couple of the dozen, 100 I got. Okay. So what it says is refer to your owner's manual about a remove the gas tank, but identify the left and right radiator braces. So on picture 2, it's got left and right. Okay, so this one appears to be the right. All the hardware. Get this car out of here. Heavy duty shrink wrap on there. Out. Okay, so let's look at this. All right. Okay, this is the left brace. The only difference I can see is that the holes are drilled for a fan kit. Other than that, pretty much identical. All right, I'm not installing a fan at this time, so step 5. Let's install the radiator brace by slipping the brace over the radiator from the rear, using your fingers slightly to pry open the brace to fit over the radiator. Okay. Okay, so the next thing it tells you to do is to slide this over the back. That being the right one. I popped it over on the edge of these bolts. Got to go back in. Now on to the next step. Okay, so in this step, they give you these rods. They want you to install them on the front part of the brace. Basically what I've been doing, since this is a little tight to get in there, is I've put that side in, and I've screwed the rod onto it, rather than try to squeeze a tool in there, which is not going to work. But what I am trying to do is I'm trying to keep the, I'll show you in 1 second. I'm trying to keep these threaded holes facing outward, because I'm assuming that if I was to use their radiator guards over these braces, it's going to screw into these. I don't know for sure, but that's just my assumption. So I got one more of these to install down here on the bottom. This one I could actually reach. The frame is not in the way. I'm going to pry that open a little bit, get it in there. Get that where I want it. Okay, get that tightened up. Okay. I'm going to get these ones on this side. Still trying to figure out this whole filming, and right now I just got a GoPro and I have it on a small little flexible tripod on top of a motorcycle stand. So not the greatest, but trying to get this stuff going, trying to learn. I mean, this is the first time I've ever done radiator braces on a motorcycle, on a dirt bike, anything. Like I said, this channel is just basically going to learn along with me. I mean, I'll try to show you the pitfalls and stuff that I've run into, and that way when you go to do your own and you go to YouTube looking for advice, I can steer you right, so to speak. Okay, so now it's basically telling me to put the radiator back in there. Tighten everything back down. They give you longer bolts for these now because the braces are there. But that's pretty much it as far as getting the braces on. Same thing on the other side. I'll show you as much of this as I can possibly do. There, but I might be in the way of it. Trying to get this hose back, radiator back on the hose. Get the bottom part on the bracket. Get the top first. these best as I can here. Okay. Suck. Okay. Okay then. Maybe. So this is the original bolt that held the radiator to the frame, and this is what comes in the kit, is these longer ones. As you can see, they're much longer. M6 by 16, I think it said. Okay, let's get the radiator tightened back to the frame, and hopefully that'll pull the radiator in closer to that top radiator hose. Make it a little bit easier getting the hose on. Get stuff started. Find that ratchet. Here we go. So on this bike, I'm not installing a fan at this time, so the directions for the other side are pretty much the same exact thing as this side. Well, not pretty much, they are. So one side is all I'm going to need to show you, and then the other side, just the same exact thing. So we're going to get this tightened down. I'm watching it get closer to the frame. Get that in there tight. Mm. 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 There we go. That's in there. See if we can get this radiator hose on better. Oh, tightening it right now, side by side. I'd much rather do this outside, but it's been raining, so I'm gonna continue to do it in here. This holds on there. Need something to grab it, pull it out. Alright, so I decided not to use the louvers that came with the bike because you'd have to trim them up, and I like to keep the bike as much as I can original, so I didn't want to cut them up. So I ordered the anodized blue color guards to go with the braces, and basically they just bolt up like that on there, and I think they'll look pretty good. And they'll also keep the sticks out of my radiators. So it's basically 3 screws, 1, 2, 3. Pretty easy. I'm gonna use some blue Loctite. But yeah, that'll basically that'll wrap it up for the 7602 Racing radiator braces. They're really stout, they're strong, heavy duty. I have no doubt that they'll do what they're supposed to do. So the only thing left to do is try to get some seat time on this bike, and that'll be coming soon.